Hi everyone, welcome. I have a quick little video I want to show you. I found this cute page in Kameliya Angelkova's 50 Romantic Miniatures. Sorry about the glare. And I ran across this beautiful, I'm going to turn it into a sunset page. And I thought it's simple enough, it's little enough that I could go ahead and show you guys how I do a sunset. Please remember, I am not a professional. This is just how I've done things. I've been coloring for about 4 years now, and I've watched a lot of YouTube and a lot of tutorials, and I kind of just tweak them to fit my style. So my suggestion to you is to kind of watch, see what you like, what you don't like, and use it your own way. So I drew a heart in a round. It's in very light pencil. I hope you can see it, but I had to go light. And I'm going to kind of shape my sunset in this nice heart around these dolphins. I'm going to go for more of a reddish orange kind of sun in the background versus a yellow, just because I really want a vibrant, dramatic feel. I want this to be a deep, rich Valentine's page. So I hope you guys will enjoy this video. Questions, comments, please leave them down below. And we'll get started. So like I said, first thing first, I'm going to start with a kind of a reddish sun here. So I'm going to have the sun going down on mine. If you want to swap it up, you go for it. If you want a moon or whatever, a moon over the water would be super pretty. I just like the red and orange feel for Valentine's. So that's why I decided to do this. I will link this book down below. I think they are around $5, but don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure Kameliya's books are around $5. Okay, so this is a Prismacolor. It does not matter which pencil brand you use. I am going to throw in a couple Artezas just because I like the way the colors blend. So I am going to use some blues, some grays, some creams, oranges, and yellows if you want to follow along. And I'm going to put a little red right here for my, just so it looks kind of like a horizon. Now I will fix those up and probably turn those white towards the end. This is going to take a little bit. Pencil, especially the blending and shading of things, takes a long time. So I will show you the basic steps and then I will probably go back through and tweak it and blend it. But I would like to show you a majority of it just so you have an idea, kind of the look I'm going for. So being as I'm going to go red, orange, cream, and then turn it to blue up here, I kind of have to stop and think about proportions because I don't want a huge gap of blue and then just tiny red, orange, yellow, right? I want a beautiful fade up. So you can measure if you want. These little, if you have children, these little buckle up rulers they give it out school for like Fire Safety Month, which is coming up, are fantastic for cute little easy books. So if you think about your colors, you're going to go red, you're going to go lighter red, right, because we're going to blend. You can throw vermilion in here if you don't like the transition. And then I'm going to go orange, yellow, and then I'm going to turn it to cream. This down a little so you can kind of see. Oh, bumped it. And then I'm going to go blue. So this kind of gives you the shades that I'm going to have going upwards. I'm at my darkest blue at the very top. So I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to call it about 5-ish colors. And there's about 6 inches. So if you figure about an inch a color, you'll be doing great. So I'm going to turn that. I need to kind of color sideways, but I want to make sure everybody can see. Okay, so first things first, I'm just going to pull up this red a little bit in a nice soft I'm not going to put anything harsh in yet, because if I do decide I don't like it, it is easier, especially with red, to erase if I don't have it in full-blown dark just yet. Now, some people are a little different, and it kind of depends on the sunset I'm going for and what all I'm doing. So for the moment, I am going to color this red over. But notice I have my 2 lines of my heart coming up right here. I plan on blacking out kind of the rest of this, so it will be dramatic. But I'm going to go ahead and color it over anyway, just so I kind of have my proportion lines built in. And I'm not going to erase my pencil so I can see later where I want that in. Very important to keep your circular feel here with the sun. We don't want it odd proportioned, which is kind of sometimes easier said than done. Okay, that feels a little better. So I'm going to actually probably start at the top and just kind of show you how to work down. So give me 1 second, because I didn't pull a dark blue. I will show you my little, Prisma case. Sorry, my cats are chasing each other. If you've been with me for a while, I'm kind of repeating myself. I'm sorry. If you're new here, I chose this case because you can put your blends together by 3s in these slots. And for me, that is really helpful, being able to look at and see what colors go together instead of having to pull a chart or anything like that every time I need a color combination. For this one, I already kind of know what I'm working with. I just have to find it. Give me 1 second. My pencil case is really full. I have quite a few set of Prismas, and I go through certain colors like crazy, and some I don't use at all, which I'm working on. Actually, I'm getting a lot better at that. Give me 1 second. My blue is not in there. Those are violets and pinks for another project. Okay, so I'm gonna pause for 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. Now that I kind of have my ducks in a row here, I'm going to take cream. And with this cream, all I'm going to do is just, I think I'm going to want it about right here. And I am just lightly marking it, because this is not just going to be lines of color. They're going to be blended. But I kind of want to keep my feel of where I'm at here. So if you need to, you can go like this with your ruler, just so you don't come out too lopsided, but like I said, we're going to blend anyway. Do not color over your pencil with cream, because you are going to want to erase that out, because your cream will not cover the pencil. So from here up is going to be the dark red, the light red, the orange, the yellow. Then we're going to go cream, and then we're going to build up to the dark blues. So that's why I kind of marked it out. I just wanted an eye visual of how it's going to look. So I'm building inwards. I'm going to go ahead and take this orange. And it's kind of looking like it, but I am not going to have like a yellow center in the middle of this when it's all said and done. I just want to make sure I am keeping the circular feel. And these colors are not burnished yet, so especially with this toothier paper, it does look a little rough, but it will blend and be beautiful. Trust the process. Sometimes people kind of look at their work before they get too many steps done, and they don't like it and they give up on it, and we don't want to do that. Okay, going in with a yellowed orange. I'm going to fill it the rest of the way in. And I know I said we're not going to have the yellow center, but we are going to blend it. And I colored a little bit of the tail there. Grays and blues will cover that. Okay, kind of pulling my yellowed orange out so we have a little bit of that blend going on ahead of time. Okay, making sure I put a little bit of it everywhere. Okay, and then this is gonna look silly at first, but I'm kind of just gonna take this and I'm just gonna build in a little bit because we don't want it all one color. So just building in a little bit of detail here. And again, when I blend it, it will get darker. Caught his tail again. Okay, sharpening, pardon the noise. Now I want this red on the edges because that's kind of like our line separating us from the background, but we don't want it, we don't want lines, we want everything blended. So make sure you still come out and leave that fuzzy edge. I'm really gonna try to hurry for this video, but this technique is a little one that takes a little bit of time for me anyways, especially on this paper. Okay, so I'm not gonna blend that in just yet. Going around the water and putting in my dark. Now, I'm gonna take that out. That is my blotter page, but for pencils I don't really need a blotter page. It is still kind of nice to have one, but I don't want it to be distracting. Okay, building up with the next red. Now remember, I want to make even because I got to get up to this cream. So I am kind of eyeballing as I go. But the great thing about this process is if I don't have enough, I can pull this dark red up a little and it's not going to be too big a deal. So it's easy to work with, which is great. I want to aim it back towards. Okay, so now I got to come in the middle and make sure I'm somewhat building evenly here, but I'm going to go light. If you want, you can put the yellow ring around your sunset. That's kind of an ugly spot. Let's fix it a little. There we go. Not sure where I got that dark from, but so this isn't a requirement. If you don't like the ring, leave it off. It will look good either way. But I kind of want to mark around my sun a little. Okay. So now I'm pulling up with this orange. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this line. Just up to the cream. Same with this side, and it's kind of tricky. I'm going to try to keep the shape of my heart the best I can here. Okay. So again, I'm not going to burnish it just yet or blend it in case I need to pull colors up. Okay, next color, we're going in with that yellowed orange. I also have Sunburst Yellow pulled, and they look very similar if you are in Prismacolor, so make sure you're watching your colors. So this one is Sunburst Yellow. The one I'm using now is the yellowed orange. And we're just going to pull that almost all the way up. So just kind of eyeballing, I can see that this side is a little higher. So I'm going to just try to even out a little. Again, if you can't tell, pull your ruler out. Mark it. Nobody has to know your secrets. Okay, I think I like that. And I think I am going to pull one more yellow, because I do need to transition to the cream a little better. At least probably for that middle section. So I'm going to pull Canary Yellow out of Prisma. That's another reason I do lots of tutorials with Prismas, because I know them so well. I know the colors off the top of my head. It's really helpful. So this is a Prismacolor, but it's actually a Scholar, and it says Amarillo Canario. It is still Canary Yellow, and they work just as well. It was just for some reason when I ordered Prismacolors off of Amazon one time, and they came in Spanish, and I don't know why, but they worked great, so I never complained about it. And they were way cheaper than they are now, so I wish I would have known to order then. Just going over that cream a little bit, pulling it up just a dot, because I want this nice fiery blend we got going on here. Again, it's going to look a little rough. Hang with me. My cream is tiny, and my desk is atrocious. Too many projects at one time. The end of the month is always, like, my desk is a disaster. I'm a whip queen. I can never just stick to one page. I'm like, oh, I got an idea, let's do this. Okay, pulling my little cream up. And this is just a T-Gall multi-sharpener. It works really great for short pencils, especially Prismas. Again, trying to get to that edge. The pencil isn't going to be as visible on this side, but if you lay your book flat or tear your page out, you are going to want to keep that kind of. Okay, and just kind of, we're going to want this cream all the way around. I'm going to kind of keep that dip in the middle though, because I think that'll look neat. Just trying to keep the heart shape a little bit with the colors on the outside. Cream is probably really hard to see on camera, but it is there. Okay, I'm going to erase this line a little bit. Like I said, the other ones won't matter too much because I'm going to black out for a dramatic effect. Okay, this is 1087, and I want to say it's blue sky, but it might be cloud blue. My pencil is too short, so I don't know for sure. But this is a great transition color in a sky. So we got our cute little tip with our T-Gall sharpener. Shout out to Jamie. That is still the same sharpener she got me a while back. Okay, we use cream instead of going straight from yellow to blue, because if you go yellow and blue, you are going to get green. So we use the cream because they blend together nicely without changing the colors of the pencils. And again, I'm just kind of showing you the layers, and then I will pause the video and I will go in and blend all of this. Just because the amount of time to take to blend is a little scary. It takes a while, and I don't want anyone to get bored or leave. I'm going to turn this for just a second because I need to get rid of some of these circles. It's hard to color straight up and down without turning the book. And I don't know where this little speck of orange came from, but we'll just erase it out. Okay, still leaving that fuzzy edge for when I go back over with the cream. Okay, and then we're gonna go this blue. and I'm going to pull it down a little. Doesn't necessarily have to be even, because you can. And this is an Arteza Peacock Blue. Then we're going to go Arteza Sapphire Blue. Kind of shaping it a little, just so when the pencil lines are gone, we will still have a pretty heart. Okay, and this is an Arteza Indigo. And this one is just going to basically be the outside. We want a dark blue to go with this dark red here at the bottom. This is the part before you color it in. You're going to want to make sure you have your heart how you want it. I drew mine in quite a few times, and this was as good as I could get, so we are rolling with it. Okay. Now we're going to go and we're going to blend all this together. So I will show you a little how I blend, and then I'll go off and do the rest. So I'm going to start dark and go to light, and I'm going to do circulars, and I'm going to go lighter as I go down. So I'm going to hard up here at the top and then lighter as I come down. And because I am doing a symmetrical-ish shape, I'm trying to, I don't know if it's, oh, it looks pretty good on camera. I'm going to try to do them at the same time again, because I want them to look a little bit even. Pull this down a little. This side is a little higher because her fin is a little higher, so I had to compensate for that. Okay, pulling the next blue I used, and I'm going back blending, which means I'm going over all the colors I just put down. So you can also do this with chalks, you can do it with alcohol markers, you can do it with eyeshadow, gelatos. There are tons of options if you don't want to use up your pencils. So, I love the vibrancy of pencils, and I have plenty of them, so I am not too worried. But there are definitely other options, acrylic paint, even oils, tons of options for sunsets. And you will basically do the same thing with all of them. So as long as you know the basic steps and concept, you can apply it. Good thing I'm going over that with black, because that crease right there just does not want to cooperate. Okay. Repeated strokes. Make sure you do your little circles so there's no harsh blending. Back blend. And this should lead me to about right here. So once I get down to this right here where the heart cross is, we're going to want to make sure we're even, because then it's going to be all the way across instead of just the two tops. So this is where, if we aren't even, we are going to even out our color all the way across. We are going to back blend. We're going to make sure we have no streaky lines. We want to see the color shifting, but we don't want to see where they shift. I feel like that looks a little lopsided still. Is that better? I still feel like it looks a little lopsided. That's better. I'm trying to use the camera to help judge, because from where I'm looking and what you're seeing looks a little different. Okay, so then we're going back to Prisma, back to this blue. Now this is a little bit of jump of colors. It's not as close colors like these blue are. So this is where you're really going to want to take your time. This is where the small circles really are helpful, because it's going to pull that dark blue down and around. See that? And we will fix that after we get our blend out. So no worries about that just yet. Turning a little. Make sure you can see what I'm doing still. This is also how you can make clouds in the sky if you're interested in that whole. You just scribble like that. See how it makes little clouds. Fun fact. That's not what I was going for, but they might actually look pretty neat adding some clouds to this. Okay, so I'm just making sure I got the lines out. Okay, so I'm going to leave that as is for now and pull down. I'm just going to show you how this blue and this transitions, and then I will switch off to do the rest. I might have to pull a bigger cream real quick so you don't have to listen to my pencil sharpener a million times. Let's see, cream. I went through, and pencils I had doubles of. I tried to put the larger ones away and use the smaller ones, but it's not always the best route when you are on video. Sure, we are at 26 minutes. Oh my goodness. Almost made it under a half hour. Okay, we can come up here and add a little gray to that. So I'm going to leave it for now. If we don't like it, we will come back and fix it. Okay, so this is where I'm going to pause so you don't have to watch me blend the rest of this out, because it is a little tedious. I'm gonna make sure I still got some cream there, maybe just to accent them a little bit. Okay, and we're going to make sure we are following the color pattern we already put down. So I will not add any clouds or gray or anything till I come back, so I will see you in a minute. All right, we are back for part 2. I've got everything blended up. I went ahead and put a little white acrylic paint on the water splashes just because I wanted that to be able to dry while I was showing you a few things. The next part is totally up to you and the look you want to go for, but you'll see I added a little bit of kind of like cloud lines in a couple of random places, and that is just to give the sky a little feel of texture, I guess, clouds feeling. I don't want them harsh though, and that's where we just take the next color and blend it out a little bit. Now you don't want to get crazy and do a whole lot of lines. We don't want it to look streaky by any means. I added a couple right there, you can kind of see, just to add a little there. One right there, but it kind of disappeared, so I'm going to add it. And if you want, give it a little bump. Just like that. Put one right here, give it a little bump. Clouds are not uniform, so it is totally up to you. As long as you can blend it out and make it look fairly decent, not too harsh, you are good to go. You can also blend this with Gamsol if it's not blending how you like with just pencils. I still have a couple areas I need to go over again, but I wanted to get this video finished up so I could get it posted. But that is the basics of doing a sunset background. My next step will be to take a black acrylic paint marker of your choice, or if you use paint in a paintbrush, that works fantastic too. I have like 10 acrylic paint markers and I can't find one of them. I should have had it pulled out. I have the one. I don't want to take the lid off of yet though. That's why none of them are open. So I'm going to shake this up for a second just because paint settles and I don't want it to come out watery on my page. Not find a scrap piece of paper. Oh, not that. My daughter's book from school works fantastic for scrap paper. We already did the homework on it, so. Okay, and you can see it's starting to start. These are Posca pens off Amazon. I can link them down below if anyone needs me to. Okay, so I'm going to use the Posca pen just to outline because I don't want to do the whole thing in Posca pen. I'm going to follow that line I had earlier. Try to keep it even here. This is the hardest part. Just kind of keeping a nice even outline. Okay, and it's going to look a little silly at first because I've got it thicker in spots than other, but the outside I'm going to black out anyway, so it's not going to matter. This is going to be in the crack anyway, like that, so I only need it from about right here. Now, if you want to black out the whole thing and shape it like a heart, up to you. If you do attempt this or try it, please tag me, Ashley's Coloring Journey, on Instagram. Or if you join the Facebook group, if I could talk, Once Upon a Color, you could tag me there, Ashley Harding. I would love to see your versions. There are so many fun ways you could do, you know, Valentine's, you could do pink, purple, blue sky. So many fun things, and I can't wait to see all of them. But I get this out a little early for Valentine's so everyone would have time to try it out. Okay, and I'm just pulling my lines down even as I go. Okay, and then next, and you kind of want to go light if you do use acrylic paint because you don't want your page to curl. This kind of acrylic paint is a lot heavier and wetter than Posca, but I don't want to use all my Posca on this, so thank you, Clifford, for protecting my page in the back. And we're going to start up here. So, as I mentioned before, because I'm sure no one wants to watch me paint this whole thing, questions, comments, leave them down below. Anything else you would like to see, please let me know. I will work on it. Sometimes, depending on topic and supplies, it does take me a little while to coordinate and plan and practice and get a video up. I thank you for watching. I hope everyone is excited for some Valentine's Day projects. The next project I am going to do on video is out of the new Teresa Goodrich book, The Kitchen, Country Charm Kitchen, something like that. So I hope everyone is ready to practice some different wood techniques and colors and brands of pencils. That's what I have planned. I think it'll be real fun. I usually put 2 layers of this on, so if you're wondering why my brush strokes are going every which direction, on the second layer I will stick to all one direction. But the first layer I am basically just trying to get everything colored. I think this is going to look great. So I will finish this up and I will post a completed at the end of the video, or if it's not on the end of the video because it is midnight and I'm getting tired, it will be on my Instagram for sure, Ashley's Coloring Journey. Also posted in the Facebook group, Once Upon a Color. So if you're not on Instagram, that is where I post all my finished pages. I don't post links to my videos or anything there, but all my completeds are there. So thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next video for Country Kitchen Charm.